So this is the painting I did. This is the horse, and as you can see, it's really pretty. It's nice, and I'm going to show you really easy techniques to do this, painting this horse with acrylic paints. And I'm going to show you techniques that are pretty simple because a horse is not that easy to paint. I did this one on paper. As you can see, it's mixed media paper. I'll show you the front of it here. So all you got to do is go by. Just look at how big it is too. Look at all the sheets. Isn't that fantastic? I think they're only like $20 for all these. You get lots of paintings out of them. Look, mixed media. I may have it on my website. I have a Amazon shop that you can go to. I'm pretty sure I have one of these in there. I'll look for you, and I'll leave a link if you want to buy one of those on Amazon. And so I think we should get started painting. So all you need for this painting is, I have burnt umber, and I have cad red, and I have cad yellow, and I have titanium white, and I also have some ultramarine blue. This one's Windsor blue, but ultramarine blue is much better. So, and I also have some nice brushes for you to use, and this will make your painting a lot simpler. So you will only need this brush here, which is I put my name on it, and it's a bristle brush. Like I say, if you can't find these, I'll send you one. These have really nice bristles, and they're great for your trees and your bushes, and this is going to be used for your background. Okay, and then we have a flat synthetic brush, chiseled edge, and I have a flat a Filbert brush, which is chiseled edge and synthetic, and I also have a liner brush, and a long one and a short one. You need a couple of different brushes just in case some don't work out for you, so it's nice to have a few extra brushes around. And that's about it for the brushes. When we come up with something else, I'll guide you along. Okay, so what I have here is a pattern. And what I did was I went to Pixabay and I got a nice reference photo for my horse. And I printed it off, as you can see here. And what I did was I taped it onto my canvas that I want to paint on. Okay, and then I just transferred it to my canvas, as you can see. And I used carbon paper to transfer. That's a really nice picture. Okay, so now we are going to take our pattern off. I will have a pattern for you, and I'll have it either in my Patreon page. That's where I keep all my patterns, so I can keep them in one place, and you can find them there. That way you can check out my Patreon page also. So what I did was I took my burnt umber, okay? Now this is the easiest, simplest way I can find. I did check out other videos to see what way other people were teaching how to paint a horse, but they looked a little complicated to me, so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do this as simple as I can and get this on there. So the very first thing I'm going to do is paint the horse with burnt umber. Alright, so don't worry about losing some of the lines. They won't be hard to find again. So put that on there, and if it, add a little bit of water to your brush if you have to keep it going. So it's a nice color, so it's a really nice underpainting. So we'll just do that, and when you get up, and that way you don't have to worry about the shadows or the highlights or anything right now. All you have to worry about is getting the shape of the horse with the paint. And that's the main thing right now. So we'll keep doing this. And we're going to do the background last. I could have did the background first. Sometimes I do the background first and then I'll go. I thought about that too. Then trying to think about what it will come out like. I was thinking maybe the background might interfere with our horse. So I just decided to do it this way. So we'll just take our time and we will be able to get our background around our horse just by using the right brush and taking our time. Okay, so see how, I mean, even just that little bit, it's just the first coat. Yeah, it looks really, really nice color. Burnt umber is a beautiful color. All right. And it's okay to have all this because we're going to do a second coat. So we have some patches going on there. Don't worry about it. Don't make it smooth yet. Just keep it going. I'll do this in real time, even though it might be a little longer for you to look at, but it's important for you to see where I'm going with the paint and where I'm going with my lines, what I'm leaving out, what I'm not, and what I'm not actually painting over. And now we got that part done, we'll do the ears. So all you have to do is fill in everything that when you traced it out. Now you're filling it in with some paint, and you're not having to worry about, okay, well, I'm putting the dark shadows here and I'm putting light shadows there and I'm trying to blend them together before they dry. You don't have to worry about none of that right now. All you have to worry about right now is filling in the one color, just one color, burnt umber, just to get the shape of the horse, okay? And that's the easiest way that I can think of to do this for you. And I'm going to keep, just use the chiseled edge of your brush to keep that, to know where that fur comes down over the head there. You can do this, just pull down like that, okay? Good. We're going to do the same thing over here in a minute. And just pull down, and then you know where the mane and where the front of the head goes, where it ends right here. So that way, now you can just go underneath that and fill it in, but you can still leave some markings there that's where. Okay, go around the eye, go around that white in that line in there. That's where the white is going to stay. So you're going to leave that completely white. You're not going to touch that. Okay? Just go around that best you can. Good. You should still be able to see those lines there. Just be careful, that's all. If you make some mistakes, don't worry. It's not a mistake. It's just getting it all in place. You can always paint over something that you don't like or something that didn't work out for you. So just relax. Use the chiseled edge of your brush to get in these smaller corners. Now, if your brush is too big, you can go get another brush. Go get a smaller chiseled edge, okay? Alright, so, because your brush is going to be important to help you. Okay, I probably lost a little bit there, but I know where it is. You'll know where it is because you're looking at it, you're studying, and you'll know where this fur is here. We won't worry about that too much. There we go. So just get there and try to get that line nice and straight. There we go. See? Can't get any easier than that, can you? Excellent. Okay, let's continue on. All right. There we go. Get around that eye. So I want to paint everything that we think is brown. I have some highlights added after. Make it so much easier to do it this way. And then you got your shape. You don't have to worry too much about. You could spend many hours doing this and then trying to add your highlights. And what will happen is the paint will dry and then you'll have to redo it and continuously redo it. This way, you got your underpainting done, which is now your shadows. So your shadows are done now. You won't have to worry about these. So see as we go along. As we go along, you'll see where you need more shadows, or, you know, we'll make adjustments and things like that. But this is so easy. Look. It may look funny, but it's easy. See? It's starting to look like a horse. Now I use the burnt umber straight from the tube, and I didn't mix anything with it. Just use them because we're going to be doing all the shadows and highlights and things that we need when we get this on. So don't need to be doing any of that right now. I just want to make it as simple as pie. All right, so I might need a smaller brush. I'm going to pick up a smaller brush. So that's why I want to show you that if your brush starts to get too big or it's not working for you, pick up another brush. So this is another chiseled edge, but it's smaller and it's flat. So I can get up against the lines here. I get up against the lines better. The Filbert wasn't doing it for me. It's a bit too big, but I wanted the Filbert for the bigger areas. So now I'm just going to take this smaller brush, and there we go. Okay, trying to set up a little bit so maybe you can see it, my painting. And so it comes around here. As you can see, there's a white area over here, so just this is what you're going to need to follow. Besides me, make sure you have a copy of the original reference photo or my painting. Whatever makes it easier for you, either my reference photo or my painting. So whatever you find, because the reference photo is it's a bit different. It's a bit different than this. So it might make it hard for you. So I'll decide if I want to give you a reference photo. But either way, you'll have me to guide you. All right. So I want to get around that nostril there. I don't want to fill that in yet. And there's a white. See right here. There's a nostril and the white patch. Okay, so you have to keep your eyes open for that kind of stuff, even though we're just doing an underpainting. Alright, and that's the top part here that has the lip. And this here, these little lines here, that's where we're going to put our highlights and shadows. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. You should be able to see the lines through your paint anyway. But if you lose them, I think we'll be fine. Alright, so just want to leave that lip alone there. And that is the bridle, I guess you call it. And get that here. Fill in around the lip. That's all you need for now. Not too worried. We could put in something here, just so you can see where it is. Now, I think that's good. Good. And up here around the eye. So we got our hairline here. And we'll put in some, there we go. There's the eye. Good. Now, in my introduction, I forgot to tell you that we should use, I think I said black and white, but you should always have black and white on your palette besides your primary colors of red, yellow, and blue. And it's nice to have your burnt umber and sap green. So those are the main colors. If you have those, then you should be well on your way to not worrying about what colors you need for your paintings. And then you can mix your own and different things like that. So it's good to learn all these things. But you want to start off simple so you don't have to be worried about what colors you need. And so just fill in the eye with black. I want to get that eye nice and black, because you can make your own black if you want with ultramarine blue and burnt umber, but sometimes it can't get as black as you'd like to have it. Alright, so we're just going to fill that in with black, and we'll worry about the eyelashes and things after. So there's some black eye. You can leave a little hint up there for your eyelashes. Let's see where else there's black. Okay, so there's black in here. There we go. Good. Now you need a really small brush for this. And I just changed over to like a very small flat brush. Use a small round brush. The flat brush is synthetic chiseled edge. So a lot has to do with your brushes. What brushes you're using. Because if you use a brush that's too big, you're going to be very frustrated trying to get in that area, and then you can't get at it, and there's too much. You end up going out over the lines and all that stuff. So let's see what else we got here. This black. Let's pick out the black parts. Alright. So I see some black. See there in the bridle. See, and then there's the nostrils, black, and around the lip. And those other shadows, they're really dark brown, so we won't do those right now. So let's just do that much. Alright, so we got black in the nostril here. Just put that in there. Just a little bit. You don't do the whole thing, you just do where the lines are. And the lip is right here. I should say the mouth. Good. So everything else is basically like a dark brown. I don't want to do too much black, because it'll make it flat looking. So we're just going to go with the dark brown from now on. Now this time we're going to give our horse a second coat. Okay. So now we're going to go back over the horse again with the same color, but make sure that the painting that you just did, the underpainting you just did, is all dry. Okay, now we're ready for our second coat. So long as it's dry, the first coat is dry, pick up, go back to your bigger Filbert brush or flat, whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as it's chiseled edge, because that will help you get around the lines. And start putting on your second coat. And see, when you put your second coat on, everything is much smoother. See how nice and smooth that is? Alright. If you feel like you need a third coat, you can do that too. If paint is being lifted off when you're painting it, again, the second time, that means the underpainting wasn't quite dry. Now we're almost got all the second coat done. Now some of these paintings take a long time, so I had to break them up into parts, or lessons, like lesson 1, 2, and 3. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put them in, I'll be putting them in the playlist for you, so that when you find lesson 1, all the other lessons should come up with it. I'll also have maybe I'll have a time-lapse version for you, so you can check it out, see if, check that out first to see if you want to go ahead and paint it, or I may have the full painting. I will be putting the full painting on my Patreon page. I'll give early access to my Patreons. When you go into my Patreon page, I'll have it up before it goes up on YouTube. And that way you can, and I did a preview, so you can see too, if you want to, if this is something you want to do. I want to show you how the easiest way I can do it, so that you won't get discouraged and say, oh, I can't do that. But you will be able to do it, because we're just going by simple little techniques. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm just going over some spots that I want to. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice to get your underpainting nice and smooth. That way you don't have to do too much more after you get that done. There we go. Okay, it looks like the underpainting is done. Good. Now there's my burnt sienna right here. So if you don't have that color, all you have to do, I've got a flat chiseled edge brush, okay? Take some burnt umber and add some, let's see, some red and some yellow. And that should bring it up to, get as close to your burnt sienna as you can. If you don't have burnt sienna to compare it to, look it up on maybe Google burnt sienna color, and then you'll have it in front of you. There we go. So that's a little better. That's pretty close. Alright, so you can use that. And I'm going to take my burnt sienna. See, it's pretty close. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the mane. I'm going to take my chiseled edge brush, and I'm going to use the chiseled edge, the sharp edge, to bring down some of these manes. Now we have to decide where the mane is, because we did lose the lines, but that's fine, because let's just look at the just look over here and see the mane. This mane here comes down underneath the eye and over, so come over. It's halfway between the nostril and the eye. So let's go down. Let's go down here, and it looks like it probably stops around here. Make some markings just so you can see where it goes. Alright, and then it works its way down almost to the nose part, to the nostril part, okay? So we'll just make some markings here, make it easier, just to get the bottom part to decide where it goes. It comes down around here. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but just get some markings there. So there we go. See how the lighter colors. Now, hopefully you can see that. So now we can start at the top part and meet up with that. So use a chiseled edge so that you get these nice sharp lines. And we'll leave the top part a bit dark, because that's where the shadow is. And we'll start making these lines. See? Just pull down some lines, some quick strokes. There we go. And as you can see, I'm leaving some darks in between. If you lose your darks in between, we'll put them back. So there we go. Look at that. go. See, because I'm using the chiseled edge, I'm getting these nice straight lines, or lines, so that I can keep some of my darks in between. Meet up with what you made down there. See that? There we go. Good. So we'll make some lines down here. Same color, burnt sienna, just to get that body to look rounded out here. And little short strokes to make it look like you could actually tap it on. Give it a fur look. See? You tap at it, it looks kind of furry. And tap on down here again. There we go. That gives it a nice furry look. Good. We'll do more highlighting with that now after. So now that you got that much done, let's try the top of the head. Burnt sienna and some white if you need to brighten it up a bit more. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Good. Little strokes. Tap, 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 tap. Strokes. Because I like to keep some of the underpainting too. So you can see some of it coming through there. Alright. So you're only working with 2 colors right now. That way it's not too hard. We're using the burnt sienna and with a bit of white added to it. I tried the yellow. I didn't find that brightened it up enough for me. You can try yellow or you can try white, okay? So you don't have to worry about what is the right color to use. So burnt sienna, it has red and yellow in it anyway. So if you're making your own because you don't have burnt sienna, just add a little bit of white to your mixture of the red, burnt umber, red and yellow. Let's go in here and brighten this up. Little strokes or tap, tap, tap. See, whenever you do paintings and you try to do them a second time, they're not going to come out exactly the same. Even the colors, you know, it's your strokes are a little different. Your colors don't mix exactly the same. So, you know, hopefully your painting will come out your way. Don't worry about it coming out exactly like mine. As long as it looks like a horse and you got the colors and the and even the shadows. But the reference photo I changed a little bit because I didn't want too much highlight on it. It looked too, just, you can't, the reference photos are photographs and the lighting is so much different. When you're painting, it's different when you're painting. You have to make your own decisions on what way it looks better for you. But your reference photo is great to give you that inspiration. I mean, you don't know exactly where everything goes. If you try to think about a horse in your head, you know, it's really hard to remember, you know, the shapes, and, you know, trying to do it without a reference photo is very difficult. Maybe not for everybody, but for me it is, so I like using reference photos for certain things. I mean, you can paint trees and grass and things, make things up out of your head after you use the painting, so many of them. So let's continue. So we'll add some more highlight to this here, to the mane. Okay, so just get some more lighter, some more there we go. See how that's lightening up there now? Good. So just using the white with the burnt sienna. Now the horse I did Has a few extra colors in it, but you know, I don't, reds and yellows and things like that, but I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. So what I'll do is I'll just use a very limited palette, very limited colors, make it easier for you. Okay, we're getting the mane on there. Good. If we lose too much shadows, we'll just put them back. Some burnt umber. We can make adjustments. Good. So let's go with the ears, with the burnt sienna, a little bit of white. On the edge here. Pull up some of these. Just tap, 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 tap. That'll help you get that on there. Get the shape of that ear. Good. Do another one over here on the edge. Good. A little bit here in the corner. Marvelous. Small round brush and add burnt sienna to burnt umber, the dark brown, and put that in here in between the ears. Darken it up. Now that's not dark enough for me. I'm going to add a little bit of black to that, a little bit of black to my burnt umber. Darken it up, and that will darken that up nice and dark, but it won't be totally black. There we go. There we go. And the other one. So leave that for now. See the shyness on it there. Okay. Coming along, starting to look like a horse now, isn't it?